Sorry, are you recording now, Deborah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so can I just let everybody know that we're going to be recording this, and if you don't want to have your faces in the video, then please do turn that off. This will be going onto our social media platforms and YouTube also. Your mic when not speaking and unmute when you're speaking. This helps to avoid background noise. We are all here to respect each other. Click on the hand raised if you would like to answer any questions before speaking. You can also use the chat name, your question, and where you're from and what area you're living in, if that's okay. I can also put that in the chat for yourselves.
So I can now show my face.
Please.
Before we start, as you can see, I have to say special thank you to BME. It's a pre-therapy organization that provides therapy service for and advocacy for vulnerable people with disability and non-disability, non-visible disability, and they have various projects going on. So if you people type into bme.com, blackmajor.com, you can see more of what they do. So gratitude to them and to Bay Security Estates as well, because they provide letting services within Greenwich area and in London, and to Mercy Widow and Orphan Foundation. They provide a trade. They train widows and orphans on a trade and help them to start a business and inspire them to do better for themselves and have that economic dignity. And most especially, I want to say thank you to Grow Movement. It's been an organization I've been with for a very long time. They provide remote consultancy service to entrepreneurs in third world countries to help them structure their business better and instruct them on how to, I've done many projects with them for which, I'm happy about. I've learned from them, they've learned from me. I'm grateful to all these organizations I support, and 10% of proceeds from these books goes to these organizations. Thank you. And you can get me. I'm actually a troubleshooting expert for business management consultancy in law and finance. And you can get me on info@uchugroupconsultancy.com or uchugroupconsultancy@gmail.com. And we are on Twitter as @uchugroup. And my personal Twitter, Debidu. On Instagram at Uchu Group Consultancy, and on Facebook as well, Uchu Group Consultancy, and on LinkedIn, where you can know more about me, who I am, and my experiences. You can find out more. It's like my own kind of Wikipedia, and I'm Debbie Beyioku on LinkedIn. Now, you know the book. Let me let someone in. Right. And the book is Several Means of Income. Some of you here have read the book and some haven't. And if you haven't read the book, you are not going to be getting a summary of this book from me, because you need to go and buy it and read more about it and even give it to people as gifts. So this is a Q&A questions for you to ask me questions, maybe because you read the book or maybe because you want to know more about this book. So today is solely about the book, not about my company, but solely about the book. Okay. And
I can't see your PowerPoint, Deborah.
Sorry, you can't see what?
No, your PowerPoint's not up. I can't see it.
Okay. All right. Why is it not seen? Okay. Okay, share. Is it just you or is anyone else not seeing it?
I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it now. Okay.
I can see.
All right. Actually, I don't know why you couldn't see it. All right.
No
So
problem, that's
I'll move on now. So I'll move on now. Okay. All right. So the book, there are 14 chapters in the book. And this book is quite unique. Those who have read it knows it's unique. And those who haven't, I'm just going to be telling you. It's a book in a book. It's not a novel that you say, oh, I must start from uh, page one. I'm not encouraging you not to read all the pages because they're all important. Because there is a chapter that has to do with sourcing the business. There's a chapter that has to do with how you get loan for the business. So all the chapters are important, and there are chapters that go into unique trades that people might think, I don't have anything to trade with, I don't have any talent. But when you read that chapter, you will know. And I want you to go in and find that out yourself. So, but the most important chapter in this book is chapter 5. I don't know whether those who has read the book will agree with me about chapter 5, but I personally think chapter 5 is the most important chapter. It's a kind of a foundation. It has to deal with running the family, because you all know that even if you send a child to school, what is important is what you teach that child at home. Is the foundation of entrepreneurship, which I had as a child growing up, because you learn to structure your family and work with your family as if it's a company. It needs structuring. I know, yes, children should be free, but when you have that structure, you know the importance of education, even. It's not just in school, it's not just in the classroom, but this is a chapter that teaches you to run your home very well. And that's very important to me, because once you get this foundation, every other thing falls in place. And I should say I was lucky to have that. That's chapter 5. And it says, if I could just, it says, running your home on a budget is not restricted to people with less money, as any home without a budget is deemed reckless, mismanaged, and unstructured, and often likely to fail. The same applies to a company without a business plan, an office manual, and other logistic tools needed for a functioning business. So this is the most important chapter. I will advise, even if you are in a hurry and say, oh, I want to read about owning an art gallery. That's all I'm interested in. Go back and read it, because it teaches you how to walk along with your children, spend quality time, doing something productive is a very important chapter to read. Most of these chapters could be used to run a workshop. It's you could use it as a handbook as well. It's not something you just read and do. You carry it all along and refer back to it. So financial well-being. That's what this book is all about. That's the most accomplishment about this book. Several means of income. You could use it as a gift to somebody you really care about, somebody you want to restore dignity in their life. Because one thing about this book is, after reading it, if you are doing nothing or feel it's too late for you to do something, no matter the age, no matter the stage you are, no matter the wonderful work you have working for somebody, we know that it will teach you not to put all your egg in one basket, to have an additional resources, because nobody knows what's going to happen the next minute. And it's important for you to have an alternative means. You can get this book on Amazon, Several Means of Income by Deborah Beyioku, and you can get the Kindle version too on Amazon. Or you can go on my website, richgroupconsultancy.com. And in my website, you will see on the mall page, you will see this, you will see accessories like in t-shirts, mugs that were printed with the designs of inspirational words that have been used on this, from this book. I used it to create t-shirts, mugs. It's all there to encourage you. In case you forget, as you drink from your mug, you will remember, I have to do this. You are being motivated. It's never too late for anything. So I'm going to stop now because this is not about me making this presentation. It's about me being able to answer your questions, your curiosities, and things you've read in the book that you want to find out more about, things like that. So I'm going to stop here now, but I will leave on the page the the third slide so that you know where to go if you need the book or anything. And remember, you get it from Amazon. There is Kindle version, there is the book as well, whichever suits you. I have to stop now. Aisha, could we start with the questions that were already sent to me? After that, then people can ask their question or mute when you want to ask your question. Thank you. Aisha.
Sorry, Deborah, I was just looking in the chat, just getting back to some messages there.
Okay.
Let's run with the ones that we have already been sent to you.
Okay. Or do you want to start with people asking their question, then in between we go with the
do this one and then I can get back into the chat.
Okay then. So
what's the sole purpose of your book?
the sole purpose is, if you see my involvement with charities, not one, not two. I am somebody that cares about people. I like to inspire people, encourage them. So the sole purpose is, if this book can give anyone their dignity back, as in finances, being able to manage and trust their finances and not live being in anxiety, thinking, where is my next meal coming from? Or what happens if I lose this one job? If somebody can pick up this book and say, within them, I have a talent, I have something I can use to make my daily living, then I have accomplished. That's what it is for me.
Perfect. So we have another question as well, and this one is, what were the driving factors in you writing this book?
I can hear you clearly. Go on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so the second question was, what were the driving factors in you writing this book?
If you go back to when this book was released, it was actually during the lockdown. All these questions is also the same. And a lot of people were furloughed. A lot of people lost their job. A lot of people who had business couldn't run their business again. And sitting there, I had a project, that I was running in Greenwich, and people need to be there to run that. And all those things, we are not there anymore. Then I just, I started writing it with motivation, like we say. If you read the book, you will notice who actually motivated me. And that was how I just started trying to give people something in there that they need to bring out in them. That was it.
Okay, so that's great. We've got another one. This is Pauline from Lagos. We have a name. They have asked, what has been your biggest win since publishing your book?
The biggest win, I would say, it's people watching the book, making a comment that is, I will say, down to earth, well explanatory, unlike most books that I'm not trying to criticize. You read and say, what next? It's like people, when they finish reading, they put it down and really do something about it. That's my win. And people has been calling to tell me that.
We've got another question from me from Philadelphia. They've asked, do you plan to write a follow-up to this book? And if so, what will it be focused about?
Okay. Yes, I am planning to do that. this book reaches out to individually, basically and directly. But the follow-up I want to write is for a community as a whole or as a nation on how to provide an inclusive society empowered financially, at least 90% of that society. That's what I'm trying to write. It's something in this, it's a bit bigger, but more expanded on nations. Yeah, that's it.
Which I think that's a fair point, because a lot of people that are actually reaching out are from all over the world right now. So we've got Lagos, Philadelphia, Sweden. We now have another one that's actually in the borough. This person has asked, out of courtesy, what has been the general comment you have received about your book so far?
That the book doesn't scare anybody. That's the most general call. It doesn't scare anybody. And those who have business already wish they had read it earlier. It's very encouraging and inspiring. That's the general comment. Yeah.
So the last one that I have from Claudia is there a cheaper version of your book available?
Yes. Yes. I don't think it's expensive. It's cheap, but you can get it on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. You can download it there. That's the cheaper version. Yeah. It's worth every penny, I must say.
Okay, so now we'll go into the chat.
Sorry, just to manage to connect. Thank you.
Are you able to see it well?
Yeah, I can't see the chat, but you could read it out for me.
No problem. So, and B, what would you suggest as the first step for someone wanting to do a food business? Also, what grants or funding would recommend someone starting out?
Okay, I will start from the food business. From the line of my business, I would say start making yourself known through social media, especially Instagram. That I've done with one of my clients. Start cooking first, putting it on Instagram, trying to let people know you, how to reach you, and there will be others. So great content. Yeah, that's what I would say. And for somebody starting out, I will ask you, it's in my book. This is actually in my book. Check the government schemes in the country you are in. If your skill, like the cooking business catering, I would say, is what the government is trying to promote, and find out if you can get very cheaper source of loan, grant if possible. But loan, when government pioneers a loan, it comes with very low interest. Try that out first. Then if that's not there, find out if you can get family loan. That is well explained in my book as well. There's a chapter for that. So go and get this book and read more and find out, before you venture into any loan, but try to make that mark within the market through social media before going to rent a place and things like that. I believe in starting small, and that's what the book is directing you to do.
We have another question from a Philopsy, I want to say, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. What resources would you recommend to business owners who are finding it hard to stay motivated and push their vision?
To basically try to collaborate, find people in your business, find out what they are doing. If possible, start a masterclass of people within your business, meet weekly, discuss, and see how you people can, it's the best advice you can get. Yeah, find out what other people are doing in the market.
Great. We have another one from Laura One It Me. And this one says, what are the challenges you had writing the book, and how did you solve them?
One of the challenges is time, making time for it. Being somebody that have a family and I do all that things. Those who know me know I do a lot of things. So the biggest challenge was time.
That will answer Isaac's question. That's just come through. Why didn't you write the book sooner?
Yeah.
We have another question. Chapter 5. How do we encourage parents to declutter their possessions while still living?
How would I encourage parents to look after their possession?
To declutter their possessions while still living?
While still living. To look after their possessions while still living. I don't really get that question. Please.
No, it says chapter 5. How do we encourage parents to declutter their possessions while still living? I think maybe still living in the premises.
To look after their possessions while still living in the same.
Decluttering. Can you read it, Deborah, if you can understand what I said?
That question, I don't know how to look after their possession. Is it while still living in the possession or while they are still alive? I want to know what.
Can I ask the question directly because I'm the one asking this question? Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Yeah.
From chapter 5, you talked about selling your clothes.
Yes.
And my name is Chinagolum. I'm a Nigerian, and as you all know that we Nigerians, we have a lot of possessions and clothes, and we've got a lot of clutter. And most Nigerian parents are hoarders. So how do we encourage them to declutter while they are still living, while they are still alive? Because I just lost my mom.
Right. Okay, that's what I wanted to understand.
To Claire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's in the book there as well. There are people that sell that buy secondhand clothes. So you can take it to them to sell. Because I'm writing that book, I had in mind parents who are trying to make ends meet with young children. Yes, I could encourage you to take it to charity. But if you need the money, that wouldn't have been an answer for you. So I will encourage you take it to, there are people wherever you can Google it where they sell secondhand clothes. And there are organizations within Facebook in the area, young mothers that sell things within Facebook, Instagram, and all. You can sell it through them. And you can exchange as well. So those are the things that, to raise money. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So sorry, blessing. Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Sorry, yeah, the chat came unfinished. I just wanted to help because I'm experiencing this question. And my contribution would be, it's just a contribution, please, would be to let go. It is, it's mind melting if you don't let go. Please let the kids do what, ask them to advise you. Yes, we clutter all these things and they talk to themselves, they talk to their parents. Please let go. Why I'm saying let go? There are things I said, no, I have that kind of attachment to it. I want to send it to Africa. I want to send it to Africa. I remember having a really fight with my son. Their own understanding is quite different. And I will also advise going forward, please, if you have anything you want to leave for your people, your children, or anyone around you, do it while you are still alive. hence the question, do it, and the chapter, do it while you are still alive. Then, one, they will benefit from it because they will not need to pay inheritance tax, depending where you are. And also, they will benefit from it while you are still alive. So don't own anything, leave it for the ones that you trust. Anyway, that's my own contribution. I know we are unique, we're individual. Some other person may see it differently. Thank you.
Okay. Blessing, have you read the book?
Thank you.
Not quite. I haven't read up to chapter 5.
We are still working to it. Okay, then. So I shall go on, or if somebody wants to ask their question direct. Thank you, Blessing, anyway, for your
Thank you.
contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that is all the questions in the chat so far.
I'll ask the question if I can.
Yes, you can. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Debbie. This is Yvonne. I own I'm partner in a cleaning business, and I was just resonating on your the last question about selling clutter, and on your chapter 5, because I used to do car boot sales myself to earn money, and that you having it in the book, it's just an excellent tip and idea, because you'd be surprised how much you can sell from just decluttering and things that we might not want, other people's jewels. You know, obviously don't bring tap, but it's, you know, good stuff that you can still sell. So that was really good. And Debbie, I was quite interested in your chapter 4, because I just love the whole book, to be quite honest. And I really wish you did write it sooner, because I went through lots of anxiety starting my business. But your chapter 4, live off your passion, I think that is so excellent. And it probably even answers one of the questions somebody else asked about motivation. And what you've got here, basically, if you're living off your passion, if you're choosing something to deal with, or I should develop your business on that's of interest to you, you'll never lose motivation, because it's something that you love. And I'm really glad that you've put such a chapter in this book, because I think if anything else, that's what we can all hold on to, because if you're doing something you love, you'll never tire of it, and you'll do it that much better and with so much more pride, and wanted to do it excellently. What I wanted to ask you, Debbie, after all that, what drove your passion? Because you've been helping so many people in the community, you know, what drives your passion? Because we need to hold on to it.
I should say good heart. I like to see people thrive. I'm a Leo, you know, so I like to see people do well. And especially children. And if an adult is doing what they want, they love, it will impact on the children. So I wanted to do things that I will still have time for my children. And if anybody has finished the book, you will find out where I said that even if you're a grandchild, a grandparent, and you didn't have enough time with your children, which is my own case. I don't think I spent enough time with my children because of working. I was working full time, part time, and in school as well. So I didn't have that much time. And you know, when you do that, you become a kind of aggressive parent. You're always scolding them and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't want others going through that. And if you have done it the way I did it, then you still have a chance when you get your grandchildren. For those of them that have grandchildren, I'm hoping I can't wait to have one. And I'm waiting to do everything I did wrong with my children to do it right. So for anybody who gets my book where your children are still young, then that's fine. But if you haven't, it's not too late. Just do it better with your grandchildren. So that's what drives my passion, for people not to be, not to be the kind. I'm not saying I was a bad parent or a good one, but they could do better. That's why I felt I should write this book. And it's not too late to make amends. We're still alive. That's it.
Thanks very much, Debbie. I can hear you touching on chapter 14 as well in your response to that question. You can be rich and happy too. Brilliant book.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. Violet, I'm glad to have you here. Violet is the VP of a Grow Movement. And, that's an avenue I use to really express myself. So thank you for being here, Violet. She's here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, all right. Go on, Aisha, or anybody wants to ask their questions, all right.
We do not have anything else in the chat, but anybody that is in this meeting and does want to have any questions thrown at Deborah at this moment in time, do feel free.
This is opportunity to ask everything, all your curiosities. So, about the book. And if you haven't gotten it, you go and purchase it. You have two options, get it on Kindle or the paperback.
Okay. Okay, so there's nothing in the chat. Everybody's quiet. Is there anything more that you wanted to put out there, Deborah, regarding your book? Is everybody ready? Everybody
Okay, let me hello everybody. Hello, Yetunde. Thank you. I saw you tried to log in earlier, and thanks for coming back. I know you did. You don't do
no
full
worries.
time.
Congratulations again.
Yes. Do you have any question for me?
No, I don't. I've just been taking it all in.
Yetunde is my boss.
I'm not your boss. I'm your colleague. Your colleague.
Oh my God. Thank you, Marie, for being
Omar, I
here.
don't know if you can hear me.
Everybody. You have Felicity, do you have
Hello,
any
Mom. I
question
don't know
for
if
me?
you can hear me.
Well
Yes,
done.
Isaac.
Just wanted to say congratulations and well done.
Thank you, Isaac.
No worries, though.
Okay. Violet, don't you have any question for me?
I really don't, honestly, but yeah, looking forward to reading the rest of the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we need to think how to get this book to Malawi.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they will need it.
Thank you.
So far, anybody can chip if you have any questions, or if you haven't read the book, are you intending to get the book? I need to know.
I have a quick question.
Good.
A particularly biased one at that. I really enjoyed the book. I just want to say first and foremost.
Who is speaking, please? Could you
Yezi speaking.
Okay, all right. Okay, go on.
I enjoyed the book. I thought it touched on a lot of points. I wanted to know if you had any plans in future. Obviously, I know you're writing the follow-up, but if you had any plans in future to kind of the subject matters, like particular, fields and industries as a whole, just to kind of isolate on one book covering a certain sector as opposed to like the broad one that you did now. Not that I didn't enjoy it. I felt like you touched on everything. I would love to have something personally that focused on a particular industry. So did you have any plans for that?
Everything I do, what motivates me actually is because I love solving problems. I can only touch on a particular chapter, maybe go further with it if I see a problem and I feel that my expanding on that particular chapter or topic will solve that problem, then I will do that. For every chapter in that book comes, from the heart, and tends to solve a problem that I've seen somewhere. So if I see that there's a problem that needs solving, and expanding on that particular chapter or topic, we do that, then I will write on that. But for now, I couldn't tell you this is a chapter I can write on. But these chapters, for people who have foresight, they can use it to run a workshop or anything, each of them. But I can't say now of any chapter because they all solve the problem that I wanted, that I saw that needs solving. So time will tell. I couldn't say yes or I couldn't say no.
It was really good. I was able to apply it to the industry that I'm involved in, which is security and property. So no, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Aisha,
Yes.
I don't know if anybody have any question.
There's another question in the chat from
Yeah.
Natalie. Do you do workshops for businesses?
At the moment, no. I was running a kind of workshop that was about businesses coming together to see if they can collaborate and all that till the lockdown. And since the lockdown, I haven't actually. I only did one about, and that was on Zoom as well, about proposals and all that coming out of the lockdown, how you get your business going again at the end of the year. But I might think of doing workshop with time. Yeah, I will. Because it's just at the end of the year, yes. Because the lockdown now is on and off. So I want to make sure that things have stabilized before I start again. Yeah. There is hope for that.
That's great. What are your workshops that you're doing? When would you want to put those up? If so, would they be other chapters? Hello?
Hello?
Sorry? The workshop I'm doing now. I didn't get that question.
To speak, I'm not sure. I thought I heard somebody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So unmute, when you're not speaking, and when you want to speak, you can use the raise hand icon.
Yeah.
So
hello, Debbie. Hello, Debbie.
Yeah, hello.
Are you Chidema?
Yeah.
Your kid sister. Just want to say congratulations.
Thank you. Do you have
I
any
can hear
questions?
someone on mountains, on vacation. Just a quick congratulations. The line is not too good.
All right then. Thank you. Use the red. Have you got any question?
Just to say congratulations.
Okay, thank you. Aisha, could you go ahead with the question you were asking earlier? Thank you.
No, it was just regarding if you was to do some workshops, would they be affordable or would they be free? People liked this meeting today, so they just wanted to know.
Yeah, if I'm doing a workshop, it's not going to be free, but I can assure you that it will be affordable. Yeah, because I need to earn a living as well, but it will be affordable. Yes. And I advise for everyone to go to my website and see what is there, the accessories and all that. That's motivational.
Great. That's all the questions that are in the chat, Deborah.
Okay.
Deborah, would the workshops cover the chapters of this book?
Yeah, it will cover the chapters, but it's not going to be once. It might take extracts.
Yeah.
But it's a full workshop, an in-depth, practical in-depth. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Can anyone tell me what they can take away from, since people are not asking questions now, from the whole segment today, this session? Yeah, you can put it on social media, on the chats, and share. Facebook, Twitter. One thing I will advise is that you all share your social media handle on the chat here, so that it will be a kind of what I used to run, that people can reach each other after if you want to. And Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Okay, Aisha, if there's no other question,
There's no.
yeah, I would just like to ask if anybody wants to share their experience. If not, or you put it on social media handle, and we close for the day.
Thank you.
That's great. So thank you everybody for coming today. And I hope to speak with you all soon. Thank you for showing up for Deborah.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been nice.
Thank you, everyone. And you can go back to my website and on how to order the book. But best on Amazon, you can go there. It's all there, both Kindle and the book. Thank you, everyone, for making the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you to my sponsors. Everyone, thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is the maker.